A free call is being made by a prisoner at the men's facility. This story, which draws from private documents, social media posts, and insider knowledge, centers on Chrisean Rock, Blueface, and their little son, Junior, whose health issues have greatly angered and mistrusted the public. The scenario shows a child caught up in family conflict, careless actions, and constant internet attention, starting with rumors about their health. Serious accusations of substance abuse, medical neglect, and possible cover-up are currently being brought against the two. Compared to prosecutors, more witnesses are accessing the internet. There are many people who are curious. You can determine whether this is a situation that can be saved or if a disaster is truly occurring by taking into account all the relevant evidence, such as the baby's cries and the parents' public disagreements. It was found that Junior had been diagnosed with fetal alcohol syndrome, which causes recurrent seizures and withdrawal symptoms in infants during his first year of life. Medical data that was posted online indicates that the case tragically fell apart. It's fantastic. A recorded diagnostic revealed that a newborn was in excruciating pain from delivery when it was found that a child with neurological distress and an untreated hernia was reporting the high-pitched shout that some bystanders thought might be a sign of the uncommon hereditary condition known as Creole syndrome. This contrasts with the stories that circulated in private group discussions. The simple yet unnerving inquiry echoed around the den. How could an adult, such as a father or guardian, allow their child to suffer in public? Child Protective Services, CPS-1, appears to have become aware of the fire's causes as a result of the couple's online behavior. Their digital trail had a substantial library of live broadcasts, movies, and unedited posts that provided a real-time look into Chrisean and Blueface's life. It was a poor first impression. Perhaps the reasons for all of these delayed responses to stimuli include mistreatment, missing doctor's appointments, and worries about developmental problems. According to CPS records, Chrisean's assertions that Blueface was constantly with Junior and that she wasn't the sole person in charge of the infant's care further muddied the waters. Whether deliberate or the result of simple negligence, that was what it implied. This youngster has experienced disappointment. Unverified claims of a postpartum event clouded the narrative and changed the course of the conversation. A few blocks from her house, Chrisean was spotted at a crowded party in Los Angeles, while Junior, who was just a few weeks old, was abandoned in a car. It's an apparently hazy automobile photo that never happened, according to claims made on forums and in tabloid comment sections. The child, strapped into a car seat and wearing a onesie, was seen screaming and wriggling in the official approved photo. If this is accurate, it goes beyond simple carelessness. Maybe it ought to have been against the law. However, no one was taken into custody at that time. The terrible truth that a defenseless infant had been abandoned while his mother was away at a party was thus brought to the public's attention. Despite growing criticism, Chrisean remained steadfast. Throughout her Instagram Live presentation, she highlighted Junior's physical condition, saying he was ready to walk, talk, and play football. According to insider reports, GOL and Junior both needed surgery to correct their hernias. But the treatment was constantly postponed because of scheduling conflicts or other unidentified issues. Her confident remarks stood in stark contrast to the messages that were intercepted. Doctors saw the baby's speech patterns on internet recordings, which raised concerns about possible neurological problems or a genetic ailment that required emergency treatment. Chrisean appears to prioritize public opinion over her son's medical treatment. Despite these warning signs, Chrisean was charged with attempting to hide a medical report that revealed she had consumed alcohol during her pregnancy. The former road manager, who asked not to be identified, discussed the disagreement and any potential legal repercussions. In an effort to preserve her reputation, Chrisean thought that disclosing Junior's illness would make it harder for her to sign brand deals and take part in reality TV. According to reports, she coerced her PR into dismissing claims of sobbing douche chat syndrome as baseless online abuse. If these charges are true, the public's awareness has only increased since they demonstrate a deliberate effort to put money before the welfare of children. Because of Blueface, the situation was a little more chaotic. He clearly showed Junior's swollen penis in addition to pointing out the untreated hernia. Furthermore, after causing a commotion, Chrisean removed a social media post accusing him of missing important doctor's appointments. A few hours later, the post was removed. Several Bluefaces claimed that his account had been hacked as a dangerous attempt to shame Chrisean or to garner attention, following widespread condemnation of it as inappropriate and perhaps illegal. The anger wasn't much reduced by this. Additionally, it changed the story by holding both parents accountable for a damaging cycle of dysfunction in the community. According to reports, Blueface used data from a private DNA test and medical records from a mutual source. The entire extent of Junior's disease is described in these records. It appears that Chrisean was aware of the hazards prior to the baby's birth because fuzz was discovered during prenatal testing. Blueface is furious and feels deceived, and he is ready to file a lawsuit. However, following the revelation of additional information and the escalation of a shooting at a strip club in Las Vegas, those close to Blueface's legal team say that his reliability is in question. He is presently serving a term for violent charges, including probation violations, in Los Angeles County. The public's ire has grown. CPS has been cited in several papers. Office spaces are being shared on social media sites like TikTok and online. Help requests have been posted. According to California law, anyone in need of housing, food, clothes, or medical attention does not require CPS assistance. It seems that several of the pediatricians who are required to report and are assessing Junior's status were concerned about his health. According to a source, the CPS has already produced a file with publicly accessible evidence, such as recordings and posts on social media, which is adequate for an investigation. Press Play summarizes how easy it is for authorities to evaluate the self-reported shortcomings of the couple. More focus has been placed on the possibility of a medical cover-up. According to some reports, Blueface and Chrisean might have declined developmental assessments at crucial examinations in order to keep Junior's diagnosis from being entered into the state health databases. In one of the records that Blueface allegedly discovered, a doctor suggested DNA testing based on the baby's facial features and vocal cry. The exam was canceled due to parental indignation. If confirmed, this might be the last straw for CPS to step in since it implies willful efforts to conceal the child's maltreatment and medical issues. A tense co-parenting relationship that has turned into a public spectacle is the cause of this disaster. Shouting, and it was one of the things that distinguished Chrisean and Blueface. Furthermore, their child is now a pawn in an endless battle because of their disputes on social media. It was intrusive and invasive of Bluff to disclose Junior's medical condition to the public. Others began to question why he did it as a result. Did they really want assistance? Or was it a planned action to gain a leg up in their ongoing conflict? His personal legal issues, such as an alleged attempt to seize Junior from a babysitter while intoxicated, raise questions about his claims of parental responsibility. Furthermore, Chrisean's actions haven't supported her claims very much, and after a video showed her pulling a shopping cart in Walmart with one hand as kids hung off a container without assistance surfaced, numerous accusations of cruelty were made. She disagreed and sidestepped the subject when it was posed. In difficult situations, individual filming instead of recording might have been helpful. Her allegation was not totally refuted by the evidence of a history of bad choices. Observers have linked all of this, especially Junior's strange facial expressions and weeping, to symptoms of FOS. Some people find the resemblance remarkable. However, Chrisean disputes the worries and insists that her son is doing well. The legal repercussions are becoming more severe. Rumor has it that after Chrisean was arrested in June during her court appearance in Blueface, LAPD police took Junior from her arms and took her to emergency care. Her outstanding Oklahoma warrant for narcotics charges, which has a maximum term of 8 years, prevents her from caring for her child. Blueface could face a probationary suspension and a potential term of 24 to 60 months in prison in Nevada after a previous test revealed that he was the father. As a result, Chrisean denied that his paternity had been established by the DNA test. Junior's future has been called into question by conflicting allegations, and foster care may be a possibility if it turns out that both parents are unsuitable or still fit or confined. The dysfunction is not limited to the physical altercations amongst Christians. Blueface and his fiancée, Jaden Alexis, had a falling out after Blueface's mother accused his father of nearly drowning a baby. These instances, which are frequently caught on camera, have normalized a level of dysfunction that appears more like evidence than comedy. Every post, video, and live broadcast adds to the expanding case file, which CPS and the general public are eagerly monitoring. Reports indicate that the investigation is just becoming more serious. Additionally, anonymous recommendations have been made, some of which mention specific